We're back. Okay. Let's get straight back into it. So, sign number 4, or red flag number 4, that a lot of women are giving out on dates. And I was guilty of this in the beginning. So, this is said from a place of love. um, Acting weird when he pays for the date. I know when it's the first time somebody pays for a date, it kind of feels uncomfortable. Maybe you don't really know what to do with yourself. I know I used to excuse myself literally. Cringe. I used to excuse myself. I would like go to the bathroom and go freshen up and all of that kind of stuff. And yeah. But women will start like acting just really weird, maybe acting like really fake, like, oh, like giving like extra fake compliments, like a dozen of them, because you like trying to nice him up. Like he decided he was going to pay for that whole experience before you guys got to the restaurant. The moment there was an agreement to meet, he knew he had to bring his wallet along. So you don't even have to be nice to him at this point, you know, um, just be normal, okay? And don't be yeah, just don't be fake. Don't do the whole thing of, okay, oh, you're gonna pay? Oh, thank you. Okay, well then, don't do that, Rather just relax and, just look at him, say thank you. Thank you. I had a really great time. For me right now, I don't even really think about it anymore, but what I would say is just whatever conversation you are having, when he asks for the bill or whatever, you just carry on, right? It's like if you ask for a straw, would things get awkward? No. He asked for the bill, the waiter got the memo, and you carry on with the conversation, blah, blah, blah. When the whole paying thing is happening, you let them handle it. You say, if you have to say something, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't say this in the beginning stages, but when you are comfortable enough with yourself and when you are comfortable with your date, you can even be like, well, I think we had really good service from, such and such. So um, make sure you thank him properly. I like to do that because it shows if a man is generous or not, if he's going to tip a waiter well, which is information that I need to have very early on. And then it also kind of you also want to give off a sort of impression of a lot of leveled up men that date or are married to leveled up women, even though they pay for everything, the women can be quite involved in the finances. And stuff like tipping a waiter while deciding what the tip is, when you are in a relationship with a high value man, that might be something that you are almost um, the word escapes me, but you tasked with, right? Because a lot of you know um, leveled up men and traditional men, they'll even give their women the card to make the payment, decide what the tip is, and pay the person. And that's just a part of it. So when you are able to do it comfortably, don't do it if it's awkward. If you're still cringing and stuff like that, don't do this. But you will get to a point where you're able to even say, I think that was pretty good service. I hope you gave him a nice tip. And it won't come off weird. It will actually come off very in place because they generally have those kinds of conversations with their partners in any case. But I digress. Don't act weird. If you feel strange and you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, maybe take this time to maybe check your phone. Don't text, don't whatever, just look at your phone, see whatever, um, take a couple of selfies, take this time to kind of breathe, do whatever it is that you need to do to calm yourself down and just don't fidget, don't be all over the place. Pull yourself together. If you need to get into a little bit of an affirmation of, um, you know, I am worthy, I am deserving, I am worthy of all the best that there is to experience. I am so thankful that I have this experience to confirm how worthy I am of nice things. um, I'm thankful. I'm grateful. If you feel you need to say something out loud, say thank you to your date in front of your waiter. That is way bigger than you trying to pay your way. Say thank you to him. Thank you for a great evening. And turn to the waiter. Aren't I the luckiest girl in the world? I just get to be spoiled by this amazing man. Like, how amazing is he? If you feel the need to say something, go in that direction. Don't go anywhere else, okay? Go there. That's a green flag. So rather do that than be all weird when he is paying. And number five, which is number two on this video actually, don't leave him in the restaurant. Come on, ladies, like this is basic manners. Like I can't believe I'm coming across so many videos online where men are shocked because as soon as the dinner is over, like some girls don't even wait for the bill to be paid. They just like, oh, you gonna pay it? Okay, thanks, peace. No, 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 no. This is basic table manners. This is basic table manners. You don't leave your date at the table. He'll either walk you out to your cab or whatever your situation is, but you are, for all intents and purposes, that evening you're a couple. You don't leave your dates at the table. Like what is that? What is that? What is the meaning of that? That's a red flag for me. Like you can't wait to leave. No, ladies, come on. If a man has taken time to take you to a nice place and you've agreed on the place, okay, if it's not nice and you agreed, that's your fault. But he's taken time to take you somewhere to get to know you. Obviously, he wants to get to know you, he wants to spend time with you, he wants to be seen with you, and all of that good stuff, right? Don't leave him at the table when everything is said and done. If you're so worried that he's gonna jump into your pants, maybe you need to work on boundaries before you start dating. Because to say, and then that was the other video that I was telling you about earlier, to say, oh, you don't have to walk me through. I know you're gonna want to walk me to my hotel room and whatever, and nothing like that is gonna happen. It's a first date. Because what's up, girl? Who said anything about anything? And even if he did, why would you even entertain that thought? Why would you even entertain that whole idea? You can be a perfect lady and let him know in a ladylike way nothing is gonna happen, and still be appreciative of the date, and still be appreciative of the experience and still motivate him to try again, try harder, keep going. And if you absolutely don't want him to keep pursuing you, you can still make that happen and still remain a lady. I will spend the rest of my life getting you to understand that if that's what it takes. You don't have to sit and negotiate and say, I'm not giving you this just because you gave me that. All you need to do is, what are you on about? We're just getting to know each other. You're not my man. We're on a date. You're over here trying to impress me. So far, I'm going to say, you're doing okay. But don't push your luck, mister. I have told him without saying anything. I didn't have to say, I'm not doing this just because you did that. Da, da, da. All I told him was, I'm having a great time. And if you think something is going to happen, you still have a very long way to go before any of that is even entertained. And I've said it in a way that makes him want to keep pursuing. Do you see the difference? From, you're not getting that. What kind of girl do you think I am? To, I think you need to slow down. First of all, very different energy, very different delivery, but you set a boundary. Here you just started an argument. I do make a video actually about having an attitude versus having standards. So it's kind of the same thing. When you have a boundary, it's communicated through your energy. You don't need words. The moment you need words, it means you lack a boundary. And he already knows it's not a boundary. So he knows if, he knows that either somebody who maybe your type will be able to finesse you, maybe he's just not your type, or you're, you know, you're not used to saying no, so you're training yourself to say no. But either way, it's a red flag. Okay. And then lastly, just being very basic. I did not want to use this word, but you know what? I'm going to use it. Just being very basic. What is basic? A basic woman is a woman who does not hold herself up to a certain level, a certain standard, certain esteem, right? So there are two big things for me that, besides these other 5 red flags that I've listed, um, there are two main things for me that will tell a man that you are basic. One is if you look basic. Okay? If you are leveled up, you do not look basic. I'll get into that. And then also, if your behavior is very basic, I spoke in the previous video about like being super loud and stuff like that. But I would also put over here things like getting drunk, getting messy. All right. So let's go back to looking black. Looking black, looking basic. What is basic? When you are leveling up, you level up everything. You level up your body, you level up your skin, you level up your you level up your hair, you level up everything, right? Um, and as those things level up, the baseline changes. Think about it. It's like when you exercise. When you start exercising, your threshold is very low, and your normal resting um, whatever is uh, very low as well. Then, as you exercise and you get fit and all of that kind of stuff, your threshold of how much pain and you know perseverance you can take goes up. Now you can do more. You can, stay on the treadmill longer, whatever. Okay. And also your baseline goes up higher. So your resting uh, physiological whatever is more active than when it used to be, right? You got a higher resting metabolic whatever thing, girl, I don't know. But it's different. There's a shift, right? What was your normal before is now substandard. Your normal now was like high achieving back then, right? So it's the same thing when you level up. What you looked like when you started leveling up versus what you look like a year into your level up, right? Very different. And then your baseline a year later, you still look like I literally have these moments where I'm like, without makeup, without hair or wig or whatever, without fancy clothes, without whatever, I still look better now than I did 3 years ago with all the makeup and all the hair and all the clothes at the level that I could do it 3 years ago. What I look like now with none of that is way more leveled up than what I look like with all of it. I really hope this makes sense because this is really the key over here is that you don't want to look basic, even when you are looking simple, you don't want to look basic. When you look basic, it lets him know that you are not yet at a particular level, and that's just how you're going to get treated. And it's a red flag in the sense that men, when you don't take extra care of yourself, men think you don't care about yourself. When you take extra care of yourself, men think, wow, she really loves herself. That's their first thought. It may be true, it may not be true. A lot of women look really good, but they don't love themselves, right? But a lot of women who look really basic also don't love themselves. So men will take their chances with a woman that looks good because they perceive her to take care of herself better. So don't look basic. Have your grooming routine together. Make sure that you know how to apply your makeup. Make sure your hair is clean. It looks good. Make sure your nails are clean. Make sure they don't look, basic can also be like, you know, um, there's some girls when they get dressed up, you can see girl got dressed up and like, it just it's not her everyday look. You can tell, right? So don't be that girl either that's like, ooh, I'm going to a fancy restaurant, I'm going to put all my fancy clothes on all at the same time. Don't be that girl, right? Level up for real. Level up for real. And then behavior wise, ladies, know your limits, okay? If you are prone to getting carried away with alcohol, try to limit your alcohol intake on dates. Okay? It's probably safer, especially if you're first getting into the thing, to not drink on dates at all. There's just too many things that are going on. But if you are, pretty comfortable with handling yourself, just limit it. Just limit it because, it is a big red flag. And this is something that I have been guilty of in the past before. Because sometimes you're just having a great old time and it doesn't necessarily get like messy, but you know, there's just a certain perception that you have. If you just get a little bit buzzed and a little bit, tipsy and just a little bit more energetic when the date started, that's great. But if you just like, oh my gosh, and you start getting loud, and you start, you know, just going crazy, it may not be received very well. So you have to be mindful of that. And sometimes the people that you're dating are from a very different background, where even if they get really sloshed, they still, are sitting upright and all of that kind of stuff. Whereas maybe you're used to people getting sloshed and lying around on the ground or passing out or something like that. You can't do things like that on dates. So rather limit yourself. If you know after 3 glasses things start getting a little bit hectic, limit yourself to a glass or two. Don't even get to 3, right? Really handle yourself. Really handle yourself. Don't get drunk. It's a big red flag. Okay, cool. So 2 videos, 6 red flags. Ladies, please make sure that you are not just leveling up your looks. Don't just be a chameleon looking the part, but just acting really strange. Take time to watch the people that you want to emulate. Remember, leveling up is not just about dating. You are going to get so many opportunities when you level up. So start going to upper class areas of wherever it is that you live. Watch how the women they behave. See how they talk. See how they walk. What do they wear? What colors do they wear? How do they talk to each other? How do they talk to their men? How do they interact with the staff that's serving them at the restaurants or at the store? Start doing a little bit of research so that you're not sticking out like a sore thumb when you start entering these environments. And you don't want to hinder opportunity. You want to be ready, because when opportunity comes knocking, you need to be ready to jump on it. You can't be only learning then how to act right. You need to already know how to act right. So just level everything up. Level everything up. And you will really like the results. I promise you. Okay, so with that being said, we are 1 week away from me closing off or taking down the Ultimate Feminine Level Up schedule. I will be taking it down next week, Tuesday at midnight. So you have 1 week to sit and binge watch all 6 modules. There's also a bonus module in there, and level yourself all the way up. These are techniques that I have used over the years to level myself up, and they have definitely worked for me. I've gotten to a point where I have mastered my technique, my level up technique. So I decided this year to share it with you ladies. Some of you have been following my journey from the 1st of January, and I want to say thank you so much for trusting me with your level up. And I would absolutely love to see more of your results and seeing what worked for you and all of that good stuff. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you go over, check out that playlist. I will actually come back and link it over here. Make sure you check it out before I take it down. And in there, you're also going to learn how to set up your online dating profile if you are on dating sites. And you can reach out to me once you have set up the basics, as I set out in the Ultimate Feminine Level Up schedule. There's a whole thing, okay? So once you've completed those steps, then I will be able to help you out by looking over your profile and letting you know where some tweaks could benefit you, and also helping you with your interactions with the men online, so that you are getting the kind of dates that you want, you are getting the kind of interactions that you want, and you are able to filter out what you don't want, which is just as important. So make sure you get all that good stuff from me before I take the course down, okay? With that being said, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. And I will see you beautiful princesses